Lo and behold, you are sitting there at home, stumbling upon a video, and you're like, oh, what's this? NILSSON SCHMILSSON 1971. Well, you stumbled upon the Clark the Shark Show at 1-800-449-8255. That's right, the Sharky from the golden EIB Sharkraphone. It's not a microphone. It's a Sharkraphone. And I'm here to tell you about one of the greatest albums ever recorded by this guy right there. Harry Nilsson. My name's Ringo from the Beatles. This guy was me best friend. Harry Nilsson was amazing. And then this girl named Cindy Sims ripped off $8 million and he was borrowing money from me, Ringo Starr. 1991, 92, 93. Yeah, actually got really mad one night and tried to run over Clark the Shark and his brother. But, Clark the Shark survived, and he's here to talk about NILSSON SCHMILSSON 1971, this album right here, on the Clark the Shark Show at 1-800-449-8255. This amazing album from 1971. I was just 6 years old or so. But I remember hearing all these songs as a 6-year-old. And before that, I heard so much Nilsson when I was 4 and 5. This guy was so huge when I was a little kid. Harry Nilsson was like the Who or the Beatles or Led Zeppelin or the Stones or Elton John, but bigger, man. He meant so much to all of us in Redondo Beach and Torrance and Palos Verdes or Hermosa Beach and all the way to Lomita, all over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. We'll tell the teacher we're surfing. The Surfing USA with Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. The Clark the Shark Show. And I'm talking about Harry Nilsson. NILSSON SCHMILSSON. An amazing album. And, I don't even think this is Harry Nilsson's best album. I think the one called Harry from 1969 is better at 1-800-449-8255. I think Aerial Ballet was better. And I even think Pandemonium Shadow Show was better. But they're all so good. They're all so great. These Harry Nilsson albums are all so amazing at 1-800-449-8255. Now, there's a lot of people that say Harry Nilsson's just this incredible singer, and he is a good singer. But they're just like, oh, Harry Nilsson, he's like, he's amazing. He's just the greatest singer. But it isn't true. And I'm Clark the Shark here, from GE, the Greenhouse Effect. And I can hit high notes, or I could back in, 1988 to 92. She's a Bitch song goes pretty high, man. I don't know if Harry Nilsson could sing that high for a whole song. But Harry Nilsson has a really, he holds notes. And he goes really high out of nowhere. Like nobody, like no singer I've ever heard. But his regular vocals that he does is just, average. It's like a monotone. He's got a pretty nice singing voice, but come on, man. He's not David Coverdale or Robert Plant or Roger Daltrey or John Lawton from Uriah Heep, or, of course, David Byron from Uriah Heep, or any of those heavy metal singers. Dee Snider from Twisted Sister probably got a stronger voice than Nilsson. But for these show tunes and rock and roll little jingles and piano-driven tracks, kind of like Billy Joel or Elton John or, that 70s easy listening rock and roll, adult contemporary, there's nobody better than Harry Nilsson at 1-800-449-8255. I love Harry Nilsson with all his warts and all his flaws and all his shortcomings. This guy Harry Nilsson, man, since I was a little kid, just 5, 6, 7, 8 years old in Torrance and Redondo Beach. I grew up with Harry Nilsson, man. I know this guy's songs. And I'm not just talking about Without You and Everybody's Talking and Jump in the Fire. I mean, I know Nilsson because, I bought Nilsson albums long ago when I was just a kid walking down to Redondo Beach, Go Boy Records, or going down to that record store at the corner of Calimere and PCH near South High, or going down to Zed Records in Long Beach, or Peanut Records in Lomita, or wherever, man. Clark the Shark knew every record store in the South Bay, Los Angeles, up in Hollywood, out in San Pedro, and I would look for Harry Nilsson. Oh, man, I would look for his records, man, because it reminded me of my childhood back at Parkway School in Torrance, 1971, Newton Middle School, South High. Harry Nilsson was like the big brother, the dad I never had, or just a friend I never had. And, amazing album, amazing songs, and he's an amazing songwriter. And Gotta Get Up, man, is just awesome. The first track that greets you on NILSSON SCHMILSSON. I don't even know how to describe Gotta Get Up. It's like the Beatles. It's like, gotta get up, da-da-da-da, for the morning, da-da-dee-dee, what if I'm late? It's so great, man. I've always loved Gotta Get Up. And Driving Along almost sounds like Big Star, like Alex Chilton, and I love it, man. I love it. I love Driving Along, and Early in the Morning's killer. It's way ahead of its time with a little keyboard like doot 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 doot. Early in the morning with a bad in there. I had a little fight with my baby last night. I love Early in the Morning. And of course the Moonbeam song, one of Sharky's favorites. Man, great. Have you ever seen a moonbeam? The one dance up the window pane. Love it, love it. I mean, Harry does have a great voice for these songs. On NILSSON SCHMILSSON, it all came together, man. I mean, a lot of people consider this Harry's greatest album. I'm not so sure if Clark the Shark does at 1-800-449-8255 from the golden EIB Sharkerphone, but I'm here to tell you right now, I fucking love NILSSON SCHMILSSON. And I love Harry, and I love, Nilsson Sings Newman. My favorite album might be the one from 1972 where Harry's like a vampire. Son of Schmilsson. Oh, it's amazing. Of course, the one where John Lennon produced it is awesome. Awesome. Pussycats. That's awesome, man. I don't care too much for the one where he's doing all the covers, but, he's got a great voice, he had the nice voice at the right time for that album. I can dig it, man. I kind of, he probably paid out a lot of royalties to all those songs, but, Harry probably didn't make a lot of money off that album. But I know he made some off NILSSON SCHMILSSON at 1-800-449-8255. And of course, Down is killer, man. Sounds like a song from 1975, way ahead of its time. I love Down, like down, 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 down at the bottom. Love it. Love that song, man. Of course, side 2 greets you with one of rock and roll and adult contemporaries' all-time amazing cover tunes. It's a Badfinger song, Without You, but Harry totally changes the arrangement, and it's amazing. Oh, man, Harry, you hit it out of the park. Autograph the ball there. We all grew up listening to Without You. It's just so incredible. Everyone loves it. And, a lot of people said, Harry's selling out. What's he doing? He's selling out. He's going big time, trying to win a Grammy. But I'm like, I don't care, man. Harry, you do what you got to do, man. Without You is amazing. I love it. I love that song. Anyone who's ever been in love, man, or just has a girl, man, Without You, just It's Harry's version is the best too. There's all these versions of that. Even Badfingers, man. I like Harry the most. And then Coconut is just a funny song I know from first grade at Parkway, second grade. You know, me and the guitar player from the Greenhouse Effect, Phil Keegan, we just grew up singing the song Coconut. Funny song. I just remember always hearing, put the lime in the coconut and dee 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 dee. Just 7, 8, 9 years old in the South Bay hearing Coconut on the radio. I love it. Now, if there's kind of a weak song I don't like here, it's probably Let the Good Times Roll, but even it's pretty good. But I'm like, what is Harry doing, covering Let the Good Times Roll? But I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I wish he would have put some original weird stuff in it to trip it out. It would have been cool. And of course, Jump Into the Fire, man. We've all heard this amazing track in Goodfellas, and it's a great song. John Lennon loved that song, Jump Into the Fire. Awesome rock and roll song. And he's got like the guys from Clapton's, Derek and the Dominoes playing. It's just so killer, man. Jump Into the Fire is as rock and roll as it gets, man. And, the only real rock and roll Harry did before that was, when the rain came into Kansas in the middle of a dusty day. There was some stuff on Nilsson Sings Newman. But, Jump Into the Fire was really a shocker because it seems like Harry's first real big jump into rock and roll. And I wish he would have done more rock and roll like Jump Into the Fire in his days. But, all being said and done, Harry's 8 or 9 first albums are all amazing. And my favorite song on this album is probably I'll Never Leave You, because the vocals are just incredible, where Harry goes so high. His vocals are just all over this song, and it's so amazing. I'll Never Leave You is just, he's a vocal gymnastic. I got to take back anything bad I said about Harry singing. On I'll Never Leave You, he's incredible, man. Nobody can sing like Harry Nilsson on that song. Amazing. And it's a great way to close out and end this 5 stars. Should get all 5 stars, man. There should be no 4 stars for NILSSON SCHMILSSON. It should only be 5 stars. That's what Clark the Shark would give this album. 1971, I was 6 years old, but I remember it. NILSSON SCHMILSSON. And my brother Greg really loved Harry Nilsson. All his songs, man. And he even looks like him. That looks like my brother Greg, man. He loved Harry Nilsson. I grew up to love Harry Nilsson. Everyone in my family, everyone in Torrance, Redondo, Lomita, Gardena, Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach, El Segundo, Long Beach, San Pedro, Palos Verdes, Los Angeles County, man. We love Harry Nilsson. I love Harry Nilsson, man. I was so sad when he died, when I heard all his money was stolen. And I saw Harry one night in person, man, and he looked stressed out. It was the craziest encounter, man. 1992, I was 27. And it made me just quit rock and roll because I was like, man, if Harry is that unhappy, then I'm unhappy. I'm just going to quit. I'm never going to play again. I never played rock and roll again after 1992. I never recorded another song. I never played another show with the Greenhouse Effect. I was just 27. And because I saw how miserable Harry Nilsson was that night in 1992 up in Bel Air at Gelson's near Wilshire and Beverly Glen. I saw Harry Nilsson, man, and this guy looked down. He looked destitute, just like the song Down at 1-800-449-8255. And I was so sad for Harry when I found out that lady just ripped off all his money. He lost his home. He lost his bank account. And then he lost his life. That lady, Cindy Sims, or whatever her name is. That scoundrel douchebag of a lady, man. She killed one of the greatest rock and rollers, greatest songwriters, who did great cover versions, and he made the covers into his own song. When I think of everybody's talking at me, do banking over the northeast wind, I'm thinking of Harry, man. Like he wrote that song, like he wrote Without You. But his original songs are great, man. Harry must have wrote 200 songs, and they're all great. They're all awesome. Harry Nilsson, man, died. He died 1994. And he should still be alive right now. If he hadn't lost all his $8 million, $9 million, $10 million, he's running around all over Los Angeles trying to bug people for money. He's borrowing money from Alice Cooper and Julian Lennon and Yoko and Mickey Dolenz and Ringo Starr, and everyone's trying to help him. They're like, how much do you need, Harry? And he's like, I just 8 million, I'll be good. The lady took all me money. This lady took all of Harry Nilsson's $8, $9, $10 million, every bit. And believe me, that's really poor for someone up in Hollywood. Harry Nilsson was a poor Hollywood guy, because you see people up in Hollywood with 80 million, 30 million, 250 million, 500 million, a billion. And all Harry Nilsson had was like 8 or 9 million. And this lady knew it, and she took every penny from Harry Nilsson. It got so bad, they foreclosed his home, and this lady took the foreclosure signs off the home. And they were repossessing Harry's cars, and he's like, why are they repossessing my car, man? And Ringo's like, Harry, you got problems. I wish you could even borrow money from Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255. I would have helped you, Harry, had I been around, man. I would have helped you at 1-800-449-8255. I know what it's like. I lost 3 homes. I've been in debt, man. I've been bankrupt. I've been credit cards up to my eyeballs. I've been at those hours where it's midnight or 4 in the morning, and you're sitting there with invoices and receipts all over the floor, and you're thinking, how am I going to pay all this? How am I going to save my home? How am I going to save my car? I need my car to go to work. Am I going to even be around next week? I'm stressed out. You're checking into the hospital to check your vitals, and the doctor's like, you're all right. You're just stressed out, man. And I've been there, Harry, man, many times, because God knows I'm not a rich guy here. But Harry was. Harry had 8, 9, 10 million in the bank, and he deserved every penny of it. And that lady, Cindy Sims, who only did like a year or 2 in jail, she took all of Harry's money, and I'll bet you right now somewhere that lady still has Harry Nilsson's money, and she just stuck it in the Bahamas overseas. Now Harry's gone. He died because he was so stressed out. He just died, and he barely was able to record his final album in 1993, 94. He went all around Los Angeles trying to get a record deal, and all these guys just like, Harry, you're too old, bro. It's over. And Harry's like desperate to get a record deal. Even RCA, barely help him. And oh man, it's so sad the way Harry left this earth, man. He left the Matrix like Elvis has left the building, man. Harry left the building. Harry Nilsson Schmilsson. But don't ever say Nilsson Schmilsson, man. This guy, to me, to Clark the Shark, man, and these songs. Gotta get up, man. I gotta get up and clean pools. I gotta get up and pay my bills. Driving along, I'm just driving along, cleaning swimming pools. Early in the morning, I just get up and cleaning swimming pools, and I'm listening to Harry. The Moonbeam song, Up All Night. I'm watching the moon crawl across my window, trying to pay the bills, just like Harry at 1-800-449-8255, and I'm feeling down to the bottom. To the bottom we go, Sharky, at 1-800-449-8255. And Angelia, I live without you, sweetie, without you. And some nights I just got to put the lime in the coconut and drink a bowl up. I just want to feel well, man. I drink anything to feel better. I just want to let the good times roll. But every day, man, we're getting older and it's just a jump into the fire. But don't you worry out there at 1-800-449-8255. Clark the Shark will never leave you. No way. Me and Harry will never leave you. We'll never leave you. Harry will never leave me. I'll play his music forever. Listen to the lead vocals on I'll Never Leave You. Play this song over and over. Harry's incredible. He really can sing and hit high notes, and he holds notes. Harry holds a note like a B flat so long. Harry holds a note for 20 seconds with resonance, with like bass, with like baritone, vibrato on his voice. Oh, it's amazing. He really is a great singer, Harry Nilsson. And this album right here, NILSSON SCHMILSSON. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you need to listen to Clark the Shark right now. I'm not even kidding. You got to put Harry Nilsson into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now in 2023. Because Clark the Shark is telling you, I'm not Dave Grohl. I'm not some fucking douchebag like that. This is Clark the Shark. And I know about every Harry Nilsson album. I know Harry Nilsson since I was 4, 5, 6 years old in 1971. I grew up with Harry Nilsson. Not just me and my arrow. Not just Without You. Not just Jump in the Fire. Not just Pussycats, John Lennon. I know all of Harry Nilsson. At 1-800-449-8255. It's Clark the Shark from the golden EIB Sharkraphone. And just remember, when you're listening to Oldies 94.9, you're listening to the man with the real golden voice, Clark the Shark, at 1-800-449-8255. And I'm telling you about this guy, Harry Nilsson, who left our world stressed out. Left our world, man. He quit drinking. He had 6 kids. He never partied anymore. Everyone was dead. Keith Moon was dead. John Lennon was gone, dead. And Harry went on with his 6 kids and his beautiful wife. And he was having a good life until this lady, Cindy Sims, took all his money, man. For that alone, you guys at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you got to put Harry Nilsson in for Pandemonium Shadow Show, for Aerial Ballet, for Harry, my favorite album, for NILSSON SCHMILSSON, for Son of Schmilsson, for Pussycats, man, even for Do It on Monday, I don't care, even his shitty albums. I still love Harry, because I grew up with Harry. I grew up with this guy like a big brother, like a dad I never had, like a friend I never had. This man right here, this great man, who was so stressed out in 1990, 91, 92, 93, and then he died in 1994, man. Harry Nilsson. So unfair, man. He should still be here. He should be like an old 80-year-old guy. He should be my friend right now, man. I'll clean the swimming pool at Harry's house, and he'll walk out and be like, what do you want? He'll be like just rude to me, man. Because Harry wasn't very friendly. People who know Harry, they know. This guy was like eccentric. He's just like, get out of here. Quit bugging me. And I'm like, Harry, man, I fucking love you, dude. Just give me an autograph or anything. He's like, get out of here. Get out of my face. I'm like, I don't care, Harry, man. I fucking love NILSSON SCHMILSSON. This album right here at 1-800-449-8255. The Clark the Shark Show. I grew up with your music, bro. I don't care if you like me, don't like me. I'll still go to your grave. You give me bad vibes, Harry. I don't care if your ghost gives me bad vibes. I love Harry Nilsson, man. I love this album. NILSSON SCHMILSSON. And not just because Without You and Jump into the Fire. I love the whole album, man. I love the whole complete album at 1-800-449-8255. Clark the Shark loves Gotta Get Up and Driving Along and Early in the Morning and the Moonbeam song and Down. The same way I love Without You and Coconut. I don't really love Let the Good Times Roll, but I love Jump Into the Fire. And I'll Never Leave You has the most amazing vocals. This whole album has amazing vocals. Harry goes so high. And I'm not just talking about Without You. I mean, Harry does it all. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's a jack of all trades. So many different songs on this, and so many different songs on Harry. 1969 show tunes. Everything, adult contemporary, rock and roll, easy listening. He does it all, man. Harry Nilsson throws knuckleballs, sliders, curveballs, change-ups. This guy, man, Harry Nilsson, is the pitcher, and you're trying to swing and you miss, because Harry Nilsson is so full of variety and diversity. There's so much coming out of Harry Nilsson, and NILSSON SCHMILSSON doesn't even sum it up, man, because this genius, this incredible songwriter, and this guy who could take a song and make it his own like no one else, this guy means so much to me, man. Since 1970, 71, 72, 6 years old. 6-year-old kid, man, and I connected with this man right here, Harry Nilsson, NILSSON SCHMILSSON. We all did. Everyone, every kid in my school at Parkway, every kid at Newton, every kid at South High. It's not just Without You, man. We're curious. We want to listen to all the Harry Nilsson albums. Punk rockers, heavy metal kids, we all want to listen to Harry. Alternative, new wave, country, blues. Everybody's talking, man. Everybody's talking about Harry. Everyone's talking about that man right there at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show, from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. It ain't a microphone. And you didn't just die and go to heaven. No way, man. You're just sitting there and you just heard a review. That's all you heard, man, was just a Clark the Shark review of one of the greatest albums. That one, NILSSON SCHMILSSON, at 1-800-449-8255. Harry Nilsson, the greatest singer, the greatest songwriter, just a guy smoking hash at 5 a.m, wearing a robe. That's all Harry does, man. He probably sleeps all day. He never plays gigs. He doesn't do anything. He's just like NILSSON SCHMILSSON, man. I don't know. Fuck, man. He's like, you're breaking my heart, so fuck you. That's what Harry thinks of you and me, Clark the Shark, at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. And you just got the testimony from the master of disaster himself, Clark the Shark. I'm talking about that man and this album, NILSSON SCHMILSSON, 1971. Amazing. In my view, what does this album get on a scale of 1 to 10? Gets a 30, and I want you all to go buy this album right now at iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. I want you all to support the estate and the ghost of that man right there, because he's in heaven. Harry Nilsson is with the Lord forever, forever, forever. He lives forever in heaven, but he also lives in rock and roll on planet Earth, in music, and in our hearts and minds and dreams. Harry Nilsson lives forever, not just to Clark the Shark, but to you at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. And you just heard the word about one of my favorite artists. Man, I fucking love Harry Nilsson, man. So sad the way he died, man. It's just so sad. Lady took all his money. She took all his money, man. This fucking guy died broke, desperate to get a record deal. Dude, I know exactly what you went through, Harry. Desperate. And he already was huge. He's trying to rebuild it all again at age 52 or 53 or whatever, man. The fucking lady stole all his money. Cindy Sims, wherever you are, Cindy Sims, you're a fucking piece of shit. At 1-800-449-8255. If you got Harry Nilsson's money, lady, you better fucking get his money to his estate at 1-800-449-8255. I'm talking to you, Cindy Sims, if you're even fucking still alive. You go to your bank account and you give Harry's kids and Harry's wife and Harry's estate that fucking money at 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. Because you stole the money from my big brother. You stole the money from my dad. Man, lady, you wrecked the life of this incredible guy that meant so much to me, Harry Nilsson. And he died because of you, Cindy Sims. Or whatever the fuck your name is, lady. It was really important to steal a bunch of money from an aging rock star up in Hollywood. Oh, he's not one of the rich Hollywood people. He's just got $8 million. Yeah, well, that $8 million could have meant Harry's still alive today, lady. But Harry ain't alive. He's fucking dead because of you, Cindy. At 1-800-449-8255, the Clark the Shark Show. Clark the Shark's a Taurus, and I always get revenge. I always get revenge. And Harry, wherever you are, my friend, you earned your $8, $9, $10 million in your house and your beautiful wife and your kids, and no one can ever take it away from you, Harry. 1-800-449-8255. You have it forever now in heaven. You're free, Harry. You are free. I hope your spirit is at rest and you're not stressed out trying to pay a pile of invoices forever in the afterlife, in the afterworld. I want you to be happy, Harry, and be free. Because you, Harry Nilsson, your music, your legacy, everything about you, my friend, you meant so much to Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255 from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. This man, Harry Nilsson, meant the world to me. Cindy Sims, and anyone who's a friend of Cindy Sims, every one of you guys laugh about Harry Nilsson. You think it's funny that she took all his money and she only went to jail for a year or two. Well, you know what they say. The world has a way, and the good Lord has a way of equaling the score at 1-800-449-8255. Stealing from Harry, this man, is like stealing from Clark the Shark, from the golden EIB Sharkerphone. This is my big brother. This is my dad. This is my nephew. This is my uncle. This is Harry Nilsson, my friend, forever. And Clark the Shark might forget. He might forgive. He might not even want revenge. But my energy for justice for Harry will never quit. Ever, ever, ever. Justice for Harry. Because everybody's talking, man. There's something about Harry and everybody's talking. We all love Harry, Cindy. We love this man, Cindy. You probably don't even know his songs. NILSSON SCHMILSSON, amazing album. You just got the testimony from the Sharky. And I'm out. Peace.